Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So this will be a video in which we create a file system for our website. So organizing our code is very important. So this is what we'll start with, a file system. Now this playlist is not very beginner friendly. So some things may seem, if you are simply a beginner, some things may seem a bit difficult. So in that case, please leave a comment if that happens and I'll get to it. So to begin with, we need a server, a database, and PHP. So all those three things can be found in this installation, XAMPP. So choose your version, XAMPP for Windows, Linux, or Mac OS. And then once you download that, just install it straightforward, don't change any settings. And once you are done installing, open the control panel and switch it on. Start the MySQL. We're just going to need MySQL. No need to start Apache. So click start on MySQL here. Then also download Bootstrap and Font Awesome. With those two, you're going to get a zip file, something like this. There's Bootstrap here and there's Font Awesome there. So keep those for later. All right, so to begin with, let's move files, okay? So just find a folder anywhere on your computer, which will be your project folder. Now, in my case, I have a folder on my drive here, drive H, which is called PHP. That's the folder name. Now, in here, let's create a new folder called YouTube. Now, I don't like spaces in project folders, so we may do something like YouTube clone, something like that. All right, the folder name doesn't really matter. We're not using it anyway. So in here, we're going to create some folders as well. So let's start here with the public folder. Okay, so we need two folders. One is public and the other one will contain most of our important files. That way they are not accessible to the public. So this folder is what the server is going to give as a public folder, but then above that, we're going to have the app folder, like so, application folder. Okay, so inside the app folder, we're going to have a few more folders here. The first one will be controllers, because this is where we will keep the files that load immediately depending on the URL. So those are called controllers. And then we're going to have a classes folder like that. This is where we'll put all our classes, but they'll be organized with sub folders inside there as well, just like in controllers as well. And then we're going to have views. This is where the actual view files are going to be that the user sees on the website. And then we're going to have middleware. Plural there, so everything here is plural. So middleware is just a access control system where if, for example, somebody is not an admin, they shouldn't be able to see the admin section, for example. All right, so that's all we need in here. That's our folder structure. And let's go back to our project now. So for my text editor, I use Sublime Text. You can use any text editor of your choice. VS Code is pretty good, so you can go for that. All right, so I'm going to open a new window in Sublime Text, and then I'm going to drag and drop my folder into that. So I'll go here. I'll drag the YouTube clone folder and drop it there. Okay, so within that, let's create our index page in the public folder. So right click, new file. This will be our index page. So I'm just going to say index page. Now we need to know if PHP is running. So let's put some PHP code there. And let's do echo and say index page, something like that. So let's save this. This is going to be index.php. So we're saving this in the public folder. This is going to be almost the only file in the public folder, except we need an htaccess file. So I'm going to say new file again in the public folder. and this will be an htaccess file. So here we're going to add options like that. Okay, so what this does is it's going to stop so this htaccess file is for when we are using an Apache server. Right now we're not going to use Apache server, but we will test this on an Apache server a bit later, just to see if we made any mistakes inside the htaccess file or something. But because when you deploy your website, most likely you'll be using Apache as your server, which is very good. So we're going to tell Apache how to run the website. So the first thing we'll tell it is that every request should go through the index file. Okay, so it doesn't matter what we type in the URL, it should go through the index file. So to do that, we switch on the rewrite engine like this. Now capitalization here is very important, and so take care of that. And then we will make a rewrite a rewrite rule here, and the rule is that we're going to put a regular expression. All right, so hopefully you know what regular expressions are. This is just pattern matching. So if a string matches this pattern, then it will be redirected to the index file like so. Now we want to match everything. So what I'm doing here with the caret here means beginning, and then brackets are just for grouping stuff together, and then the $sign is for the end. So I'm just saying from the beginning to the end, match whatever is in here. So I'll put a dot to signify any character, and then the star is any character of 0 length to whatever number you want. So in short, I'm just saying everything, right? So everything should be redirected to the index file. But we should omit folders and files. Real files and folders should be loaded as is. Otherwise, we won't have images and CSS files loading on our website. So here we'll say rewrite condition like that. We'll put a % here, open and close curly braces, and then we'll do request file name like that. So if it's a file name requested, then let's put an exclamation point, a dash, and F. So if it's a file, a real file that's requested, then load it as it is, and then here we'll put a D for directory. So no need to really understand what's here. Let's save this file. We'll save it as .htaccess like that. No file name, just .htaccess. We will test this a bit later in Apache, so let's just leave it at that for now. It won't work with the server that we are using now, that we'll be using, so we can pretty much ignore this for a bit. Okay, so there's our index file. And then let's go to application here. Inside app, I want to create a new file called init. So this one will initialize everything. So this will be like the file that loads other files. So let's require a few files. We're going to have a functions file .php, which will be in the same folder, in the same folder. And there will be a config file as well. So config. And then we're going to have a routing system. So where we'll put our routes will be routes.php. Let's save this file, shall we? So it's init.php inside the app folder. So there we go. All right, now we will be loading classes automatically. So when we request a class, it will load automatically. But if it's not found, there should be a function to handle that. So in this case, we're going to create the SPL autoload. Where is this? Register. So there, that's the folder. That's the function. Sorry, this function should be on top here before you load everything else, because it has to load any classes that are requested but could not be found or are not already loaded. Sorry. So we will look for those files in the classes folder here, because that's where every class is going to exist, right? So let's register a function. We're just going to create an anonymous function like this. something like that. And this function will receive a class name. So PHP is going to supply the class name of the class that it's looking for. So what will happen is that it will try to instantiate a class. If it's not found on the system, then it's going to complain to this function and say, hey, I didn't find this class name. So since we're going to be provided the class name, we can easily tell it where to find the class and load it, right? So in this case, we're going to create a file link to that class. Now, keep in mind that everything is in reference to the index.php file, right? So imagine we are in the public folder. So we're going to leave that folder by doing .. That's how you go a folder up, and then you say up. That's the folder we are going into now, and then classes like that, and then slash. And then in there, we should find the class that we are looking for. So this will be class name like that. For now, we just want it to echo what we've created here, and we'll leave it at that. Okay, great. And then let's create these other files here. So right click on app again. Let's save. This will be the config.php file. And then we'll do the functions file. Let me save that one as well. Functions.php. Save. Let's just put some PHP tags in there. And what else is missing? Routes, yes. So routes is the file we're going to be creating routes in. And I will show you that in the next video. So let's put some PHP tags in there as well. And a save. Great. So we have our folder structure looking very good. Now let's test all this and see if any of this will work. So I'm going to go to my browser here. So let's go to browser. Open a new tab. Now let's go to our folder because we want to start a server in the folder. So go back to folder. Open YouTube clone. This is what we have in here. We'll start the server in the public folder. Right there. So I'm going to do cmd like that to open the command window inside this folder. Now, if you're using a different system like Linux, I'm sure there's a different way to open a command window and navigate to this particular folder. Okay, so once you're in that folder, the command window, just type php-v. This is to prove that PHP is actually running on your system, and press enter. So if you see something like this where it gives you the PHP version, then you installed XAMPP correctly. If you don't see that, either XAMPP is not installed properly on your computer, or you need to go back and start. Actually, you don't need to start any of these for PHP to work. So if that doesn't show, then you obviously didn't install things correctly. So please uninstall XAMPP or whatever server you have and start it again. Sometimes you may need to add PHP to your environment variables, but XAMPP does it for you. So just reinstall it and that should work. Alright, and also make sure MySQL is running here. Now, since we have that, let's clear our screen and start a PHP server. So we'll type PHP and then dash space dash capital S, and then we'll give it the host name, which in our case is localhost because we are on our local machine. So what it's going to do is start a server in this particular folder. Okay, you can specify the file that you want to load in case it's not the index.php file, but in our case it is the index.php file. We are still going to type it like that. Now I have to specify the port here. So localhost :, and then specify the port number. Now port numbers are random. You can just use any port number. Just don't use port 80 because that's already used by Apache by default. So let's put any number here. It can be 40, it can be 4,000, it can be 6,000. It doesn't really matter. Any random number will do, but let's just make a small number like 40, something like this, and press enter. Great. So if you see that, then the server has been started. Now, if you close this window for any reason, then the server is down. So you have to leave this window running. You can minimize it, of course. So let's minimize that. And let's go back here. It tells us where the port the server is running at. So let's copy that text. Excuse me. So back to the browser, open an empty tab and paste that link and press enter. We should have index page like that. So if you see that everything has worked out, your folder structure is good, and we're ready for the next lesson. Alright guys, hopefully we are on the same page here. The lesson files will be on my GitHub account. The link is in the description. I'll see you in the next video.